Hi there, and welcome to the Homestead Education Podcast. Do you have a homestead, a farm, or maybe just believe we have a right to the freedom of wholesome food? This is a show for families who believe everyone deserves an agricultural education to understand their food, land, and responsibility at a scale that fits real life. I'm your host, Kody Hanner. I'm a homesteader, a homeschool mom of 6, and an agricultural educator who spent years teaching families how to build real skills outside of broken systems. I was raised by an old school rancher and blessed by the grace of God to have been shaped by small town life, where food, work, and responsibility weren't dreams, they were just how you lived. This season, we're digging into how accessible small-scale agricultural education can build capable people, strengthen local food systems, and create meaningful change far beyond the homestead. Join me each week as we talk about food systems, education, and the real-world skills every generation needs, taught in ways that actually make sense. And the goal was to create workforce specialization from high school students to work in their community. So it was for industrial efficiency. There's a lot of feelings I have on that one, but basically what it was is they wanted students to be able to graduate at 18 and be employable, get jobs, support their community, help community economy, raise their families, afford homes, and that not everybody had to go to college unless they wanted to. And what's that kind of has turned into is any of these vocational educations. Because, by the way, when I was 18, I took a lot of vocational classes and I was not ready to start in the workforce. Because I don't think it's a full track. It's kind of just here's your electives. You can take some ag classes if you'd like. It's not like a full track of if you want to graduate from high school with your specialization in, being an ag technician or something, this is what you need to take. It's a class that across the board in most states, the vocational education proficiency in high school students is 23%. So, you're getting these students that graduate that took a couple of ag classes and have a 23% proficiency in it. I don't think they're ready for the workforce. And so many jobs at this point also require minimum an associate's degree, if not a bachelor's degree. And I think there's a lot of things that are important that I learned in both of those levels of colleges. But the thing is, why couldn't I have learned them in high school too? I could have, and then I could have been workforce ready at 18. And then it's turned into where these vocational education is specialized knowledge. So, not everybody can take an ag class if you don't live on a farm, or, only the Hicks take ag class. But the thing is, that could be where people are learning where their food truly comes from. But guess what? I don't think that's even happening in ag classes. In fact, I know it's not because I've taken them myself. I've seen the proficiency numbers. I've talked to FFA students. I've been a 4-H leader for years where I'm working with these kids that are taking ag classes. And I'm going to tell you right now, it might give them a slightly better understanding. There's definitely some things that they get through FFA, like the public speaking and stuff, but I feel like sometimes the FFA part is pushed a little too hard, less so than the agriculture part. And then the agriculture part is taught more as a scenario rather than them actually doing it. So, I know there's the school farms and the kids are working on them. I'm not saying that that's not happening because I did it myself. But I just don't think that there's a full picture of what's happening. And there's definitely no ownership in what's happening. Whereas agriculture education, pre-1963, in order for these farm boys to get their, ag certificate, they had to have their instructor or the extension agent come out to their property and see their farming endeavor that they were doing. Again, I know that everybody can't do that, but is there something similar that could happen? Even like a senior project style, and that could be, creating a food or some sort of, political movement or something through agriculture. I really think there could be more. If this episode helped you think differently about food, education, or responsibility, make sure you're following the show. Listen all the way to the end each week, and don't forget to leave a review. Agricultural education matters, and it belongs in homes and communities, not just institutions. I'm Kody Hanner, and this is the Homestead Education. Keep growing.